history of Russia. Russia was founded by the Kievan Rus in 1872 in the city of Novgorod. Novgorod was a major training center in the area, but it was very unruly, so the Vikings came and took control. And various Russian cities were built, including Moscow in 1147. However, this was a time of Mongol expansion, and so they were all captured in the Mongol Empire. And so a long series of campaigns of Mongols, and finally Ivan III said enough was enough, and so in 1480, in the Battle of Ugar River, he defeated the Mongols. And he started to build his empire. In 1577, Ivan the Terrible became Tsar, the first person to be called Tsar, and defeated the Mongols in the Battle of Kazan and expanded the territory east. And he founded in front of the St. Basil's Cathedral with the 8 dome churches. After this came the time of troubles, where various different groups, the Poles, the Swedes, tried to capture Moscow. Fortunately, they all failed. After that came Peter the Great, who was determined to westernize Russia and build a new modern city called St. Petersburg, to build a modern navy. And of course, he expanded his empire all the way to the Pacific. And then Catherine the Great, which was the most powerful woman at the time, expanded the empire all the way to Alaska, and all the way to the Crimea in 1784. Then, of course, Alexander I came to power, and he tried to defeat Napoleon, which he did, after Napoleon was defeated in Moscow. And Russia tried to expand into the Black Sea, but was defeated by the Ottoman Empire, and was forced to give up the Crimea and Alaska. And of course, this continued until 1917, when the revolution happened, when they overthrew the Tsar and formed the first communist state after World War I. Afterwards came World War II, when Nazi Germany invaded June 22nd, 1941, and the Russians defeated Nazi Germany after the Battle of Stalingrad and the blockade of St. Petersburg, then called Leningrad. And of course, then came the Cold War, but a conflict between the US and the Soviet Union over communism and capitalism. And of course, then came Korea, when the Soviet Union invaded Korea, and when the Americans invaded the South. And then of course Afghanistan, the Soviet Union and Afghanistan to prop a communist regime there. Eventually the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, and so the Russian Federation was founded in 1999. And of course, during this time period, from the central planned economy to a free market economy. And Vladimir Putin came into power, and he decided to expand Russia's economy. After 2012, massive protests, Vladimir Putin became again president, and then currently the conflict over Crimea, over who controls the Crimea, Ukraine, Russia, or some other power.